Netflix released a new science fiction film starring Jennifer Lopez and Simu Liu, and it features a robot lecturing Jennifer Lopez's character about pronouns. Before we get to this, I'd like to ask you please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss any of our future videos here at the Trent Report. Also, please hit that join button and check out our membership options. We have a number of options available for you to support the channel. So let's get into this here. I wrote this up over at thatparkplace.com. And yes, indeed, there is a robot lecturing Jennifer Lopez's character on pronouns. Former Canadian TV executive turned YouTuber Paul Chatto shared a clip from the film that features the robot lecturing Lopez after she properly refers to it as it. Let's take a look at this here. This is absolutely just cringeworthy, disgusting. And at the end of the day, it's evil because they're trying to normalize this crap, even with robots.
Oh, okay then.
Wait, how did it know I wanted coffee?
I'm sorry, but my pronouns are she and her, not it.
So there you go. My pronouns are she and her, not it. Lecturing Jennifer Lopez after she called it an it, which it is, because it's a robot. It is an inanimate object that does not have a sex. It does not have a gender. It does not have life. It is a program. But here we are. Netflix pushing this absolute insanity. Fortunately, people are rejecting this crap. Does seem like a lot of people have watched it already. But those that have watched it think the movie is absolute trash. And it's not surprising given we've got this pronoun lecture, which just confirms that it is infected with woke ideology. Over on Rotten Tomatoes, it has a 17% rotten score from the critics. The critics hated this film. 56% audience score. If we dive into the critic score there a little bit, there are only 10 fresh scores and 49 rotten ones, 59 total. The average rating is 3.9 out of 10. Whew, that's bad. That is really bad. These people hated this film. The audience score has an average rating of 3.2 out of 5. That's still pretty bad. I think you can get lower. I'd like to see that number lower. I'd like to see that in the tens, the teens, or even lower. On IMDb, has a very similar rating to Rotten Tomatoes, 5.6 out of 10 from 6,000 reviews. So even here on IMDb, saying no to it. A lot of one-star reviews. It looks like the majority, though, are 7 and 6-star reviews, which it sounds mediocre to me. Clearly not great. But this stuff is wrong. It's evil. It should be rejected. Bishop Michael Burbidge explains this, why, in his Catechesis on the Human Person and Gender Ideology. He says, those asserting a transgender identity, which this robot clearly is because it thinks it's a woman when it's an inanimate object. And I know it's a sci-fi film, but this is clearly what they're doing. So don't lecture me in the comments about that. I realize it. And or seeking to transition often adopt new names and pronouns that reflect their desired identity and insist that others must use the chosen names and pronouns. Such use might seem innocuous and even appear to be an innocent way of signaling love and acceptance of a person. In reality, however, it presents a profound crisis. We can never say something contrary to what we know to be true. To use names and pronouns that contradict the person's God-given identity is to speak falsely. Obviously, it's a robot, so it doesn't have a God-given identity because it is a machine. It's a sub-creation. But still, Bishop Burbidge goes on and says here, the faithful should avoid using gender-affirming terms or pronouns that convey approval of or reinforce the person's rejection of the truth. And that's exactly what this movie is trying to do. It is trying to normalize this stuff. It is trying to normalize the rejection of truth. They're doing it through a robot. It is not harsh or judgmental to decline to use such language. In the broader culture, Catholics may experience significant pressure to adopt culturally approved terminology. However, in no circumstances should anyone be compelled to use language contrary to the truth. The right to speak the truth inheres in the human person and cannot be taken away by any human institution. Attempts by the state, corporations, or employers to compel such language, particularly by threats of legal action or job loss, are unjust. We must love in the truth, and truth must be accurately conveyed by our words. At the same time, clarity must always be at the service of charity as part of a broader desire to move people towards the fullness of the truth. So, I don't recommend this just based on this clip. Zero intention of watching it. Anything that has any kind of hint of wokeness in it, I try to avoid at all costs, unless I am going to specifically review it to roast it and encourage other people not to watch it, which I might do with the Acolyte Star Wars show that's coming up. I'm not sure. Might just avoid it altogether, kind of do what I'm doing with Doctor Who, and just report on its absolutely abysmal viewership ratings as people abandon woke ideology. Looks like that's what they're doing here. Massive negative reviews, utterly insane attempt at normalizing this pronoun nonsense, this transgender ideology. It's sick, it's evil, it's disgusting. And it's a shame that Jennifer Lopez is participating in it. But those are my thoughts. Let me know what you guys make of this. Let me know in the comments below. Remember to always be charitable to each other, especially to each other, but to always speak the truth.